All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. Go ahead and let me know where you're coming in from. So go ahead and type into the chat area where you're coming in from, and we'll get started here in just about a minute. So go ahead and let me know where you're coming in from, who you're with. Hope you're having a fabulous morning. The day after Father's Day, June 16th. Lots of phenomenal stuff to go through. So before we get started here, I'm going to put this link into the chat box where everybody can grab this, take a look at it later. I will review a little bit of it with you. I'm going to post that right there. There we go. Go ahead and pin that. There we go. Should be pinned to the top. All right. So today we're going to be talking about how to market listings, yours or borrowed. My contention is if you were to market 1 to 2 listings a week, yours or borrowed, you do an open house at least twice a month, if not once a week. Within a couple of months, you are going to be loving your life a lot better. So we're kind of waiting for people to come on here. Good to see everybody again. Go ahead and type into the chat where you're coming in from. Let me see a little bit of energy from you. Make sure we are all awake. And at that link I just shared with you, there's a couple of things I'm going to point out to you before we get started today. There are 3 videos on this page, 2 screenshots of client feedback, and then the Facebook 10 Commandments. So Michael, I'm going to actually be in Tampa Bay at the beginning of July. Can't wait. Sarasota in particular. So the first video, this is with a client of ours, Craig Johnson. And all of these videos are about Facebook ads and follow-up. So this one right here, he talks about how in about 2.5 months, he got 2 closings, 3 or 4 people in contract, and how we did it. So just the idea of consistently running ads. He's doing just listed and open house. I think a few actives as well. And I believe 70% of the listings he's marketing are borrowed listings. So they're not even his listings. He's borrowing listings to market. And then if you scroll down a little bit here, the second video is from a call we did with a client, Gordon Day. And, this is just beautiful. And I think a lot of people, I'm going to blow this up a little bit, make it a little easier to read. I think a lot of people are in this mode, right? So if you see that first comment there, I'm just going to paraphrase. You can read this word for word a little bit later. But, towards the end of 2024, he was not feeling it, was getting a little bit bored, not bored, but just, over kind of being in real estate. I think a lot of us have this, we go through this at times. And regardless, we hooked up in the beginning of 2025, got him squared away. I've known Gordon for a long time. And I said, listen, Gordon, just trust me. Let's just keep it simple. He ended up canceling thousands of dollars worth of programs, like 4 to 5 programs in one week after we got started. And I'll tell you what, this is 2 weeks later, he comes back with another comment, and he's already got almost 2 million pending, got another listing. He's got another listing coming up, another $1 million listing coming up. And he's got multiple people, both listings and buyers, in conversation. So he went from the end of March, and in this video here, the second video on this page, we have a great conversation with Gordon. And you can see that here. These 2 videos are just absolute must watches, because what they're going to do is they're going to give you a lot of confidence, a lot of inside information on, just how simple this can be. So many people like to overcomplicate it. So many people like to throw the new shiny object. I mean, you can watch, whether it's YouTubers or whatever, the 1,000,001 different ways to to grow your business, right? To get buyer leads, to get seller leads. But there's this one way that pretty much works all the way through. All it takes is having consistency, having a little bit of confidence, and of course, calling your leads back. All right. And, I don't care. You're going to hear always people, oh, the leads don't call me back. Oh, the leads are no good. Oh, the leads don't give good information. Craig is getting 75% good information, good phone numbers. He's making good calls pretty much every day. In fact, he just emailed me yesterday. The guy in the first video above, he literally just emailed me last night saying that engagement from the leads is actually picking up. Gordon Day, 75 to 80% good contact information. He is having conversations every single day. Yi Gong, who some of you may know, is a mortgage broker who has realtor partners, markets listings, and she's running ads the exact same way Craig and Gordon are. She's having multiple conversations with leads every single day. So the problem is, for most of you, you are dipping your toes. You're not being consistent. You're not spending enough money. You're not doing it long enough, and you're giving up before you ever get started. All three of these people, the first month to month and a half was slow. They were doing all the things we're talking about. They're doing all the things that we said to do, but still the first 4 to 6 weeks were a little bit slow until they got things built up, until they kept running their ads so that Facebook could put their ads in front of better people, until they started getting enough people in to where there's every day now good conversations are happening. That doesn't start week 1 or week 2. It starts about week 4 to week 6. And I want to walk through this entire strategy with you. Whereas if you just market a listing, both with the Facebook ads and the other things that we're going to share, if you start doing some open houses, your business is going to absolutely flourish. Now, you might be a top producing agent already. You might already be doing 2 to 3 deals a month, but you can get better. And this walkthrough here will definitely get you better. So I don't care if you're a brand new agent, you've been around for 10 years and you're still doing this kind of the struggle every month, or if you're closing 4 or 5, 10 deals a month, phenomenal. What we're going to walk through is going to take you even higher. And there's a quick third video. This is like a 6-minute video. I highly recommend this third video for you as well. This is where I walk you through some of the common mistakes people make when doing an ad. I see it all the time. Even people that watch this video still will try to do things that I didn't say to do. They will try to do things and literally take the setup we give you and you try to re-engineer it in a way that you shouldn't. We've got everything set up for you. If you just do the ads the way we say, you're going to have good results. All right. Maybe not week 1 or week 2, but as you keep doing it, as you are more consistent and your ads get put in front of better and better audiences of people that are more likely to click and convert, and that cost per lead comes down to below $5 for sure, if not below $4, you're going to see like I said, and you spend enough money, right? You cannot get to where you're going with a quarter tank of gas. You cannot get to where you're going by taking your foot off the gas pedal. You got to have enough gas in the tank. You got to keep your foot on the gas, and you got to keep going all the way through, even when you think it may not be working the way you thought. And that's really almost like the joke of the whole thing is so many people give up, right? They give up before they ever get started, but then they give up before they actually get the ball rolling. And so if you watch these 3 videos, you're going to get the confidence and the wherewithal to be able to do this in a way that you're going to see the same success. So far, we're 3 for 3 with people that we're working with, and they're all 3 having phenomenal results. All right, everybody good to go? You ready to get into this? Who here has a listing that they're going to market this week? Are you marketing your listing or a listing that you're borrowing? Before we get into this, let me just say, if you've got a listing and you've had the listing for a while, you might want to consider finding another listing to market to make sure, because again, every single week, we want to have a new listing or 2 to be able to market. So with that, let's go to the listings dashboard. So what we're going to walk through this morning, would be pretty good for, would be great. What am I saying? Would be awesome for coming soon, just listed, active, or open house. Monday at 5 o'clock, every Monday, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern, we do the dedicated open house marketing call. And tonight we're actually having Brian Matheson on the call with us. He is a great team leader, and he's going to be exciting to have with us because he does open houses and does a lot of what we say, and he's having phenomenal results as well. So now, if you need to borrow a listing, it is super easy to add it to your account. Click the green add listing button. Use our grab feature right there, add listing and grab. And you can just put in the zip code, MLS ID number, uncheck or check as appropriate. If it's your listing or not, click grab. We will pull in all the information, all the photos, we get that listing in there and make it available for you to market. When your listing is on your dashboard, also, Linda, phenomenal. So Linda says here, she has an upcoming listing, so I need to know what to do. That's exactly what we're going to be doing here. Bonnie, congratulations. Awesome. South Carolina, beautiful. Kerwin, borrowing, he's a new agent. Perfect. All right, I love it. All right, got a new listing. All right, Virginia, Engel and Volkers. Oh, Tampa and Light, beautiful. Awesome. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and close out that there, bring it down here. And so when you've got a listing in your account, all right, so you see here, I got a coming soon, just listed, active. I got another listing here with an open house. And I'm going to click on market listing for any of these statuses, doesn't matter. First thing I want you to see are two things here in the overview. One is a little video that'll kind of walk you through the overview. And then we got a step-by-step guide and a checklist. So I'm going to click download the checklist. And here we go. And so this just breaks out for you social media, database, and then farm and circle prospecting. So you're going to do most of this. You may not do all of it, especially if it's your listing or a borrowed listing. And social media, free and paid, we'll be walking through database and email. So how to make sure that we don't want to just generate new leads. We want to engage our old leads as well. And then farm and circle prospecting right there. So Linda says, can I mark an out of area listing? I'm sponsoring someone. I'm not sure what sponsoring someone in Bakersfield means. But yeah, you can just change the location in the ad. So you just add the listing to your account and market it. Just change the location. Well, you don't have to change the location because the ad will come up for the location of the listing automatically. So there's really nothing you need to do special. Just add the listing to your account and it will work the exact same way that we're talking about here. Now, I don't know what you mean by sponsoring somebody else. I mean, I hope you're doing it to generate leads for yourself. And if you're not in the area, I'm not really sure how you're going to do that. So you might want to get them to get their own account because trying to call and qualify leads in another area, I don't know if that really makes a lot of sense. But, whatever you're going to be doing is fine. So we did the checklist and then we got the guide. Every status will have its own guide. So there'll be one for coming soon, just listed, active, open house, and then the other statuses as well. Yes, this works in Canada, just the same as the US, more or less. So on the step-by-step guide, this is as if we were sitting next to each other and I was just walking you through. I highly recommend you read through this. If you haven't read through it before, do a read through once in a blue moon. Because again, this is as if we were sitting next to each other and I'm just talking you through it. And it's a little bit different than a support post, which is very dry. This is has a little bit more color to it. And there's one thing on here, and Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. So this is not in the account under market listing and it's not on the checklist, but this is something you're going to want to make sure that you take a look at. And I walk you through how to do Instagram stories, Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts, in particular on Instagram and TikTok, how to add a poll how to add links so that for absolutely free via Instagram and TikTok, you can engage and generate leads via the posts that you do. Now, we got a lot of great training on that. So take a look at this here. And again, you can access these by just clicking right here, learn more under view step-by-step guide. So every listing has this. Make sure you take a look at it. First thing we're going to do is the Facebook and Instagram ad. So this does not matter if you're in Canada. It doesn't matter where the listing is from. It will all work the same. Give it a second here. There we go. So it's going to autofill location. So leave that alone. Don't change it, especially if you're new. I'm just going to tell you something. I feel like 80% of people like to make it more difficult than it needs to be. All right. I talk to people all the time. Their business, they're not closing at least 2 deals a month. And they're sitting there and they're trying to, reverse engineer what we're doing to like make it better. You don't need to. If you literally just follow what we're saying, you will make your life so much easier. Even if your business is doing good, you don't need to overcomplicate things. All right. So unless you're closing 3 to 4 deals a month, just don't even ask questions about, well, what about this? I would just do what I say. Save that mental energy for following up with leads. I promise you, in 4 to 8 weeks, you're going to see a change in your business. It's when you start overcomplicating, when you get this great shiny idea that is out in left field of some strategy that you heard about, that's when people start getting into trouble. And I see it all the time. So leave location alone. Don't touch the radius. The only thing I'm going to do here is change that budget to at least $50. You're going to find out in those videos that I referred to earlier from the blog, all right, that link I put into the chat here, you need to get up to about $125 a week in Facebook ads as quickly as possible. All right, as quickly as possible. If your ad doesn't come up, get with support. This is not a support call, so I won't be able to, give support on this call. So yeah, if there's any issues with something I'm saying in your account, get with our support team. They'll help you out. So $75. I've got a good template right here, right? And the link I gave you, I show you how to change this if you need to, if you got bad images in here, and just click create ad. That's all you have to do. Save the mental gymnastics, save the energy that you've got for lead follow-up. Because once you get to spending about $100 to $125 a week, and you do that for 2 to 3 weeks, and you start getting in 5 to 6 to 7 leads a day, and you start getting good at calling, and your scripts get better. A lot of you know Yi Gong now with us, one of our co-founders, recently got her mortgage license back, and she's now probably into like her 3rd or 4th week. She is having good conversations she just had a lead call, email her yesterday. She had a lead email a 600-word response off of one of the Listings to Leads follow-ups. She has people texting her back off of the AI text follow-ups. She is having multiple conversations a day with new leads and the leads that she's been generating over the last 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, and she's doing exactly what we're talking about. All right. So you don't need to figure out some special way of doing things. Just do it the way we're talking about. Now this ad, it's going to be a Facebook lead ad. Let me just show you here real quick. We can see what it looks like. Kerwin, did you hear what I just said? I mean, literally, I just said, don't change location. Don't start making stuff up. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't try to just listen to what I say and don't do anything else. All right. Once you start closing 4 deals a month, are you closing 4 deals a month? So here's the ad. So I'll click the blue show ad button. So if I don't mention it, or if I say not to do it, please don't do it. There's a reason why I say what I say, and it's because of 14 years of doing this. All right, so you see, you click the ad, what's your time frame to buy? They're going to select. And for everyone that's been paying attention, you will have saw what Gordon Day said in his second comment. People convert just dreaming all the time. So I don't really get why people get so mad when they get leads where it says just dreaming. Of course they're dreaming. They're dreaming of buying a home. Just because they don't know when they can afford to buy a home or how the process works. So please do not get so upset when you get people say just dreaming. I don't get it. People convert just dreaming all the time. Name, email, and phone number, hit continue, and you're off and running. A big reason why a lot of people like to say, well, I don't get good phone numbers or leads don't call me back, is because you're not doing enough. You're literally not doing it. It'd be like trying to cook spaghetti, boiling a cup of water. And you're going to tell me, well, the water is no good because it evaporated and oh my God, look, there's no water in the pot. Well, because you didn't have enough water in the pot. You've got to spend, I'm telling you, 100 to 125 bucks a week. You got to do it for 3 to 4 weeks in a row. And you're going to see your pipeline start filling up. You're going to start having more conversations. You don't need to spend $500 on some, training thing for a 2-day event. You don't need to do that. What you need to do is be consistent with running Facebook ads for listings, yours or borrowed. Listings are the lifeblood of a real estate agent. They are the inventory, all right? Listings are inventory for real estate agents. People love looking at listings. People that are thinking about buying or selling a home love looking at listings. So we got price reduced landing pages. We got what is your homework. We got tons of landing pages. We got tons of PDF guides, but start with listings. All right. Just start with listings. So we got the ad done. Next up is a social media post. So this will happen automatically. There's nothing you need to do here. If you need help connecting your social media accounts, get with our support team if needed. If you wanted to repost or schedule, if you don't have it set up for automation, you can click schedule and schedule your post out. Now you got different options. You can select the landing page, the property website, or the virtual tour. I like the single property website. You can do whatever you want. People like to do different things, but I use the single property website in all of mine. And then you got the green post now button. And this is what it looks like. So it'll post, people click, and same as the ad, they're going to go right to the landing page. And so, of course, in your landing page, you can have video. All right, we got the countdown to the open house this coming weekend. You can add 3D tours, your professional photos. So if it's your listing and you got professional photos, I would upload them into Listings to Leads, even if it came in from a data feed, because it just looks so much more amazing. All right, professional photos, when they come in from a data feed, they're compressed. So they're going to pop a lot nicer with your professional photos. All right, so beautiful, gorgeous single property website. This is a Listings to Leads. Yes, that was the single property website you get from Listings to Leads. So you can see here, now if you don't have video, no problem. But I'm just showing you, I got a full screen video. I got a 3D tour. And of course, these colors are everything is going to be your branding. So whatever your brand colors are or your company colors, right? That'll be selected, your logo, your picture, everything will be yours. All right, next up, one of the most amazing tools that too many people don't use. If you are the listing agent, these next two tools are going to help you get free leads. People get listings from these things. They get buyers from them, absolutely free. They extend their brand to the seller's sphere of influence like nothing else. And it is an email that you can see right here. We're going to get this email to the seller and an e-flyer. So no matter what the status is now, if you are borrowing a listing, this is not for you. You won't have the opportunity to do this, but definitely pay attention, because when you do have a listing, this is one of those tools that flies under the radar, but it is so good for getting free leads, free listings, free buyers, because the seller is going to put this on their Facebook page and all their friends are going to see it, and their family and their neighbors. And they're going to see that you are marketing their property at whatever status it is. And the homeowner, right, the seller, is asking people to check it out and comment and everything. And what I want you to do is, after the seller gets it, we're going to walk through how to get this to the seller. We're going to walk through a very quick call that you're going to make to the seller to get them excited about posting this. And then after the seller does, I want you to come and just do a quick like on the post and leave a quick comment. So the comment, it could be something as easy as looks great. And that way, when their friends are commenting on it, you're going to get notified. And if something comes up where it's appropriate for you to comment, you can. Or you could just like the comments that the friends make without even commenting. And that way they see you. And some of them are going to likely click through to see who that agent is. And especially if they start saying like, great photos, beautiful website, say thank you. Right? So you can engage very, very nicely with the seller sphere of influence. And I'm going to walk you through how to do this in the phone call that's going to get them excited to put this on their Facebook page. And this is an e-flyer for their property. They're going to get excited about sharing this as well. So here's how you're going to do it. For the share on seller social media, click the green send to seller button. Add in their email, one or two, whatever, however many there are for the seller. Put in their names, right? Dear Ian and Lauren in this case, and click the green send button. We're going to do that for the social media post and the e-flyer. So come down here to the e-flyer. And real quickly, just like in the post, when they click the e-flyer, they're going to go to the single property website. All right. So we want to make sure that the seller gets this as well. So click the same button, add in their emails will autofill from the previous one that we did, and click the green send button. We are going to get the emails. Let me show you here if I can bring it up. Let me refresh my email. And this will be the one that my seller got for the e-flyer. Let me pop it out. Let me get the social media post. Here we go. So they're going to think you just sent this to them. And there'll be another email for the e-flyer. There we go. So it says, Dear Ian and Lauren, we're doing a lot of great marketing for your house, but the more eyes on it, the better. Please copy and paste to your Facebook page. All right, I'm just reading right here. So the homeowners are going to take that. They're going to copy it. They're going to put it on Facebook. It's going to look just like this. Now you're going to be CC'd. You're going to get an email as well. And your version of the email will look like this. It's the same email, except it's got your name on it. And it lets you know that it was sent to the seller. And there'll be an email for the e-flyer that you'll get as well, right? You'll be CC'd on that one with your name. You call the seller up, and here's your quick role play. And sellers absolutely love this. So I'm going to call up Ian. I'm going to say, hey, Ian, Scott here. Just want to let you know that we got the Facebook ad out for your property. It's on Zillow. It's on Realtor.com. It looks great. The ad should be live here pretty quickly. We're doing a lot of other great marketing for your home. But in this crazy market, or in this changing market, however you want to phrase it, we just want to make sure that we get as many people seeing your listing, your home, as possible. And you likely know people who know people that would love to move into the area. And so I sent you something to put on Facebook. You can just copy and paste from the email, drop it on Facebook. And then there's also a second email that's an e-flyer that you can share with people if you like, just so we can make sure that nobody misses the fact that your home is for sale. All right. The beautiful thing about that is it lets the seller know all the great marketing you're doing, right? You mentioned it's on Zillow, it's on Realtor.com, you got the ad going out, you have other things happening. And because of the way the market is right now, we want to make sure that we don't miss any eyeballs, that we don't miss any opportunities. and the sellers absolutely love this. All right, absolutely love it. Well, if the seller doesn't, first of all, I don't how do you know the seller doesn't have a Facebook page? And even if they do, I would still send it to them, because we have had people tell us that the seller didn't have a Facebook page, but they shared it with their family and their family sent it out. So what I would do is I would just do it. I wouldn't make excuses of why you're not doing it. I wouldn't make up a reason as to why it wouldn't work for you. I would just get in the habit of doing it, because, you know, there's always that one kind of random little situation, maybe that's going to be very, very in the minority. All right. That's going to be less than 5 or 10%. But the other 90%, we can get, we can get great leads from this. So I would just get in the habit of doing it for every single person. If somebody says no, or I don't have a Facebook page, that's fine. But at least you did it. At least you made the phone call. And I'll tell you what, they're going to appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. So just, again, if they don't have a Facebook page, they're still going to appreciate the strategy behind it. Does that make sense? So they'll still feel good about the fact that you tried, or that you gave them the opportunity. Does that make sense? And again, I don't know that I would say, well, hey, go send it to your family. But I've had people tell me that that's happened before. So, all right, next up is the nearby homeowner letter. Talking to a client last Friday, and he was like, man, he goes, I love that letter. Let's just download it real quick first before we do anything. Have them email it to all their contacts. Yep, exactly. Yeah, the e-flyer goes to all their contacts, and both the social media post for the seller and the e-flyer for the seller link right back to the single property website. So this e-flyer here, or this e-flyer, this print flyer. Now, if it's your listing, I would try to get this to the homeowners around my listing once while the listing is for sale. So either it's coming soon, just listed, active, or open house. One of those 4 statuses, I would try to make sure I get this letter to all those homes around that listing. If it's not your listing, really, I think the best way to use this would be in front of an open house. So if you don't have a listing to market and you want to generate seller leads and get more listings, man, borrow a listing that you can hold open this weekend. Make sure you join us at 5:00 today. We're going to talk about that. And then you can use this letter as an invitation to all the neighbors to the open house. So if you are a listing agent, for example, maybe having a neighbors only preview, this is a phenomenal invitation. It's a phenomenal invitation to the regular open house. But even if the listing is just listed, active, or coming soon, it's a great letter as well, because we are letting the neighbors know that the listing is for sale. All right, again, coming soon, just listed, active, or open house. Open house is always better because we get to meet more people. All right, one of the ways Gordon Day is really building up this pipeline so fast is he's combining the Facebook ads with open houses. And as you saw in those comments, people are coming off the open house ads to the open house. And because he's doing the open house per our open house mastery training, he's converting more of those people because now he's able to see them face to face. All right. Calling people up is fine, right? You're going to do that, of course, on the phone without ever meeting them. But man, if I can get you face to face, and the best way to do that is either door knocking with this letter or doing an open house. And we want to do both. All right. We want business, and business doesn't happen just via email. All right. Most business is going to happen either you're going to make that connection face to face at an open house, door knocking, or making sure that we obviously call leads on a regular basis. In fact, it was awesome this weekend. Yi Gong was calling her leads up Saturday and Sunday evenings and was having great, she had a 40-minute conversation with a lead that actually owns a number of businesses in the area. And they had a fabulous phone call. I was kind of wondering what happened to her. And she came down and she's like, God, we've had a beautiful conversation. She was all pumped up. She was excited. And wouldn't have happened if she wasn't calling those leads back. Anyways, for the letter, it does sit in the editor. You can print and mail it. We do have postcards and door hangers as well that I'll get to. If I click on the edit icon, you will see here. So for example, I could put, we're having an open house, a catered neighbors only open house preview. And then I can adjust it a little bit to make it look nicer. Kind of open up a preview down here. There we go. Now we got 2 lines. Looks great. So I'm just showing you that you can edit it. So whether it was coming soon or just listed, you want to add just something real quick right there. Click download. Now, if I want to use something like Mailbox Power, where I can use a dynamic QR code or Thanks.io, you download as a JPEG and you can use it in another mailing service. You can download as a PDF, and any edit you make will be here. So you'll see here as I click. So there we go, just like what we edited, right? So I'll let you know we're having a catered neighbors only open house preview at 15 Ambient Way on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Or I could have changed that to Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. They can scan the QR code, go to the single property website, go to the domain, send a text, and then it says, when this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. They go here, right? Goes to a what is your home worth landing page. And they also get their home value when they send a text or scan the QR code. So this is one of the best ways in the industry to generate great quality seller leads. If you're going to mail it, so here's the thing. Let me close this. If you click on success stories over here on the far left, there's a under affiliate link. So you got your affiliate link right here. You got success stories right here. And I'll go back to that listing in a second. But I want to show you, I would come down here and I would click through a few of these because you want the nearby homeowner letter. If you're going to door knock, phenomenal, right? You can door knock. It's one of the best things to door knock with because it's related to a listing right around the corner from them. So as you're door knocking, right? Hey, my name is Scott Pierce with L2L Realty. Just want to let you know that 5530 Douglas Boulevard just listed for sale, is coming soon for sale, is for sale. We're having an open house, right? Gives you a reason to talk to people. I have gone door knocking before with one of our agent clients in the area, had great conversations with people. We door knocked 100, took about 2 hours, had 4 to 5 good conversations. And I believe she got either a listing from it, or I know she talked to a number of people from just one time doing it. And she's actually done it. She does it quite a bit. All right. She loves door knocking and she's actually really good at it. So anyways, and you can see here. Now, Corey, he mails them as well. 13 listings in one area last year. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So if you're going to mail the letter, again, I would think about the key about mailing the letter and why I was showing you that stuff is you want the letter. Oh, and I actually got to log back in, excuse me. So for the letter, you just want to make sure that the front of the envelope looks like it was hand done. So whether you're using a font from Mailbox Power or Thanks.io that has a handwritten font look, or you actually do address, or you have somebody else do it, or you got a printer in your office or at home that has a handwritten font for the envelope. That's kind of the key with that one. So there, again, Mailbox Power, Thanks.io, Zaire Mail, ZAIR mail.com, all work really, really well. In fact, Zaire Mail is actually really interesting because I literally set up an account, uploaded the list and uploaded the letter and mailed it. I was in and out of that in 15 minutes. It was so easy. All right. And because I think Thanks.io Mailbox Power, you have to have a subscription And so if you don't have a subscription and you just want to send out a mailing, look at Zaire Mail, ZAIR mail.com. Yeah. And real quickly here, I love it. Genius. Michael, what are you referring to that you love? Can you list the handwritten? I'm sorry, Marlene, can I list what? What do you mean by that? Can you please inform me one more? Yeah, Zaire Mail. ZAIR. This is one of them. And then I'll mention the other ones, Mailbox Power and Thanks.io. Yeah. But this one is, the thing I liked about this one was there's no monthly fee. And it literally took me like 15 to 20 minutes to get the letter out the door. And they had a handwritten font. Let me see here. Yeah, upload, manage documents, send direct mail. And so when you go through the process, you'll see the handwritten font and yeah, just super simple, super easy, right? Nothing too complicated. Let's come back to, excuse me. So we were at nearby homeowner letter. So yes, either door knock or mail that once while the listing is for sale. And you can do, I say do 100 minimum, but if you do, I know a lot of people do 2, 3, 4, 500 mailings, and total, that's fine. Do as much as you want, but I think 100 minimum is where you want to be at. That's what Corey does. All right, we got postcards and door hangers as well. So if you're more of a postcard person, phenomenal. The door hanger, and they all work very similar to the letter. It's just a letter, especially if you do the envelope the way we say, it gets taken inside, or people at least open it, and then it's a full letter. And so I don't know, people tend to save that letter more than anything else. But you can see here on the door hanger, it's very similar, right? Open house, 15 Ambient Way, or it would say just listed, coming soon, for sale. We let them know where to get the photo, price details, and more. So just like the letter, we got the QR code, got the URL, got the text. And then just like the letter, when this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. And even got a text code right there. Yeah. Yeah, Michael, exactly right. It's more personalized. Yep, exactly. And yes, this is being recorded. It is on, if you go to our YouTube channel, click live, find today's call, and you'll be able to watch this to your heart's content after we are done. We have circle prospecting scripts. So if you're doing a mailing where you grab a list, maybe from RedX or MyPlusLeads or any other kind of data provider, and so you're going to mail to that list and you've got the phone numbers, well, I would call through that list, right? Why not? We got a great script right here. And if you're going to make that investment, maybe you got a farm area that you're mailing this to, I would totally use the script as well. We're going to cover the database call script, which is similar. So you'll see how that script works. All right, next up is the eFlyer for your database. And this is another tool I would highly recommend because the eFlyer and the database call script work together. Too many of you have a database full of leads. And when you do call your leads, you're calling for a reason. And the reason might not be the best reason. So you're calling them, are you ready to sell? Are you ready to buy? Now I've called you 15 times and you've never called me back. And why are you not calling me back? Stop that, right? There's a time and a place for that. But if you were to send this e-flyer for your listing this week that you're marketing, and then you call through with this script, you're going to get some good conversations going. So to send the e-flyer, you can send it from your CRM. I'm going to show you how to send it through Follow Up Boss. You can send it through Listings to Leads. So to send it through Listings to Leads, well, in fact, let me show you the e-flyer and why it's so good. So you can see we're letting people know about the listing. So in this case, that we're having a open house on Sunday from 1 to 4. right? Coming soon, just listed to be, as appropriate. Either the link or the image go to the single property website, like we saw before. So beautiful there. We let them know that when the home is sold, it will affect their home's value. And they can click here, got the great domain, right, to get a home value estimate, which people will do. And then we got your listings to lead signature here. If you get your client review website set up, that'll be there. If you don't, then it will not be set up. But we got amazing client review websites for you. All right, absolutely awesome right there. And so to send it through listings to leads, just click send now. Select the list of people you want to send it to. I'd probably send it to everybody. My buyer leads, obviously, but then also my seller leads, right? They need a home to buy before they can sell their home oftentimes. So I want to send them a listing because it just gets just gets them interested in looking whether that listing is perfect for them or not. A lot of times they're still going to look at it, especially if it's in the area. So click send to get that out the door. Alternatively, I can click the symbol right here. That's the copy symbol. And I can either copy code for the eFlyer loan. I can copy the eFlyer code with the signature, which is what I will do. And I can also copy for Follow Up Boss. In fact, that's what I'll do. So I select copy. All right, copy for Follow Up Boss, FUB. If you're using a different program, just select as appropriate. Go to your CRM. So here I'm in Follow Up Boss, and this is where I navigated to where I send out an email. So KV Core, Lofty, Gmail. You can do this with any email program. So you're going to find the insert. So insert HTML, insert source, paste in what we copied over from listings to leads. And there we go. So we got a beautiful eFlyer. Let me just pull this down a little bit, make it bigger. So we got a beautiful eFlyer. I can edit anything I want in here, but look at that, beautiful. And if it's an open house, I might say open house in Folsom, Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m. Now, I don't put the date because I wouldn't mind them just emailing me back if they're interested to find out what the date is. The date will also be at the property website, right? So we just say Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m. and then send it out, right? Get that sent to your leads because that email is now the setup for the phone call. So you can make your calls however you want, but you got to make some phone calls. You can't keep ignoring your leads. You can't keep relying on your email, on your texting to get the leads engaged. You can't rely on your ads or your posts to engage your leads. They want to hear your voice, right? They're going to hear your voice when you ask them to sign a buyer's agreement or a listing agreement. So I want them to get more use of my voice now so that when I say, all right, are you ready to sign a listing agreement or a buyer's agreement? They're going to be more likely to say yes. So the quicker I can start talking to people, even if it's on a voicemail, that's way better than nothing. So this script right here is beautiful. So we send out the eFlyer first. And whether we're calling the next top leads in our database, and I would call both buyer and seller leads. You don't have to call just buyer leads. You could call homeowners that live near the listing would be great people to call. Even if you never talk to them, even if they say they're looking to sell in 2 years or they're buyer leads, I still want to use this script. So let me just break it down for you how it works. There's an intro. You got the body of the script, and then there's 3 endings. Whether they own a home in the farm area, they own a home not in the farm area, or if they're a buyer lead. So they're going to fit into one of those 3 options. I'm not sure what other options there are, but one of those 3 groups, every lead in your database will fall into. So as you're calling through, if you don't have the address, then just, maybe use the one where they don't live in the farm area as your default. And you can, if you find out one of the other 2, then phenomenal, that's fine. but you're going to start out with, so I send out the e-flyer. All right. Michael, you got the e-flyer. So that's great. Now I can even look into the stats in my CRM or Listings to Leads. I can see who got it, who opened it, who clicked it. Right. So if I want to look at that information, I can. And as I'm calling up, I'll say, hey, Michael, Scott here with Eldel Realty. And here's the script right here. And for example, if it's an open house, I would say, just want to let you know that we're having an open house at 15 Ambient Way in Folsom on Sunday, June 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m. I sent an email with a link to the single property website with all the photos and details. And I just want to make sure you got it. That is it. All right. I just want to make sure you got it. If you didn't, you could text 10006 to 25678 and the virtual tour will get sent to you automatically. With the way the market is now, I just want to make sure to let you know about this. If you'd like more information on schedule showing, let me know. All right, so that's the first part of the script. So it's really just, it's a did you get phone call? Addressing the fact that the market is changing, whether it's more buyers now, right? More sellers now, whatever it is in your market, right? The market is always changing, right? Especially now, right? With the way the media is. So we want to just address the elephant in the room, bring that up. And that way they might say, oh yeah, I've heard about the market. Tell me about the market, or tell me about the property. And then you're going to have, again, you got 3 different endings. Does Michael live near that listing? Does Michael not live near that listing? And if he doesn't, and if I don't know, that's fine. I'll just pick one or the other. And or is Michael a buyer lead? Well, I'm going to say Michael owns a home, but not near that listing. So then I would say, I don't know if you're interested, but I do free CMAs for all my clients and VIPs. And I know you're not looking to sell right now necessarily, but I would love to do a free report for you so that you can keep tabs on what your house is doing month over month. It's also great for me because it gives me the ability to know what's going on in the market. Helps me to stay plugged in. If you're interested, would Michael@Gutierrez be the best email to send that to? See how that works? Super easy, super powerful. We're not calling out of the blue. We're not calling with the offer as the lead-in. We're calling with the fact that I just sent an email out regarding an open house this weekend. Just want to make sure you got that. It's a crazy market, so I wanted to keep you up to date on what was going on. And oh, by the way, I know you're not looking to sell your house right now, but I do free CMAs for all my clients and VIPs. When this home is sold, it will affect the home values of homes around it. Would Michael@Gutierrez be the best email to send that to? Easy. Don't overcomplicate it. All right. I know Linda says, I know the wording is preset. Oh, yeah, for sure. Linda, 100%. Whether it's the e-flyer, the nearby homeowner letter, whatever it is right here. See that blue edit email? So I can come in here and just like the letter, right? Linda, do you see how I did the letter? Just want to let you know that we're having a coffee bar ice cream. Yes, we're having you may not want to capitalize like I am. Coffee. Oh, I can't even just type at the. All right. Linda, does that make sense to see how I did that right there? And now when I send it out or copy the code, those edits will be part of that. So yeah, great question. And you can do the same with the open house letter. I think you saw maybe how I did the open house letter. Yeah, perfect. All right, next up is the short form video script. All right, make sure I will show you. It's not that hard. In fact, I'm going to show you. Let me do this. Let me see if I can find, 1 second. I'm going to bring up Instagram.com. So Yi is now doing a video a day. And she just started 4 days ago. And I'm going to show you. So she just started like last week on the videos, right? She started doing the ads, and now every day she's going to be doing a video, all right, of a different listing. She's a mortgage agent, and so she mentions the listing agents in there. Got her little microphone, right, little lapel mic, but she's holding the mic. She has the thing on the phone, so it picks it up. Doesn't have to stand right near it. Using a tripod, right? So it's got the tripod with the camera, and then she clicks record video. She goes in front of the house and records the video, right? Super easy. Right? It's not that hard, and it's totally free. It'll get you better on video. If you're not used to doing video, I highly recommend just start doing it. All right. It's not going to kill you. It doesn't hurt. It's super easy. All right. Yes, for another. You can't hear via the StreamYard and all that with the way the audio is. So yeah, you won't hear anything. But I'll tell you what, I will put that link. And the videos are only 45 to 60 seconds long. They're not even that long. Because here's the thing. So many people, again, they like to overcomplicate getting started. She literally just got started with doing the videos last week. She's already getting more comfortable with it. And the goal is just a video a day for 2 months. And then she's going to start worrying about the strategy part of it. But if you don't have the discipline to do it pretty much every single day, there's no point in worrying about your strategy, because you don't even have the discipline or the consistency to do it. So there's no strategy to be had if you're not being consistent. Does that make sense for everybody? If you are already doing these kind of videos, phenomenal. Now you got even more scripts to help you out with it. Keep in mind, make sure you take a look at the step-by-step guide in the overview, where I walk you through the Instagram stories, TikTok, how to use a poll, how to link. In fact, let me show you. She didn't have a link in hers, although she should have. I don't know why she didn't. Let me go back to that, and I'll show you the poll. Let me point it out here. And so here again, you're not going to hear the audio, but you see that poll. So she did a poll. This home costs $625, $585, or $685, and you can take the poll right on Instagram. And then she could have, in the video that I shared a little bit earlier. In fact, let me give you the link. If I go to even this one right here, I'll give you the link. When I scroll down the page, and this is for how to do Instagram with polls and links, and TikTok as well. If you go to listingtoleads.com/open house or /just listed, coming soon or active, right here. So that is what I was just showing you with what you was doing. Yeah, Linda, you know what? There is, but it's not in Listings to Leads. I'll show you where it is. It's at our blog. And if you go to listingstoleads.com/blog, I believe what you're asking about is right here, Instagram stories, open house campaign. And I'll put that in here as well. But yeah, just go to listingstoleads.com/blog and 5 stories in 5 days. I think that's what you're looking for. And again, yeah, just so many ways. And here, I literally give you the poll for every day. So day 1, story 1. Here's the front of the house curb appeal. So, we won't go, this is for just listed, coming soon, active, You can do this for any status. All right, here's the poll questions. And then I give you a link to the I give you the suggested link to use. Then I even show you where to find the link in your account. Day 2, we're going to highlight the kitchen. Again, it doesn't have to be an open house. It could be coming soon, just listed, active. It could even be the listing that you're going to borrow or that you are borrowing. It doesn't even have to be your listing. You can do this with photos. You can do it with little video clips. So there's day 3, there's day 4, there's day 5. Notice here, let me pause this. Similar to what you saw with the other one, there's my poll, looking to buy a home in the next 12 months. Yes, send me the home buying guide. No, I need to sell my home. So that's a poll people can take on the phone. And then I got a link right from my Instagram story to a landing page, to the PDF, to the single property website, right? To a home value landing page, to a price reduced landing page. So many great free ways. Right. A little video clip right there. All right. Another little video clip that you can do the strategy with. So you can do images, you can do videos. But the whole idea is, instead of doing one long video tour, do little clips and get more bang out of your buck. Make sense? Makes it super, super easy. All right, let's get going on this. Make sure we wrap this up nice and easy. We got listing flyers. Again, beautiful listing flyers, all matching to your brand. I highly recommend getting sign writers. If you're the listing agent, get the status writers on the top of your yard signs. All right, coming soon, just listed, active, and especially if you're doing an open house, make sure you got this up as quickly as possible this week in front of your open house. I want all of those neighbors knowing that you've got an open house. And you can put flyers. If you go to our open house mastery training, right, we talk about status writer on top. So in this case, it would be open house, flyers in the flyer box on the yard sign, and then make sure you've got the sign writer. And if you're paying Listings to Leads for text to IVR, and a lot of you do, in fact, I'm going to be ordering one of these just because I want to have it. And I tell you, it's not for this call, but we did the call the other day about listing presentations. And, one of our clients who won EXP World, like the EXP company wide, he won #1 listing presentation one year. And one of the things he did was he took the sign writer here, like the Listings to Leads client. He would take the sign writer and actually take it to the listing presentation. And at some point during the listing presentation, he would have the homeowner send a text, and it would be for their home, because he would add their home to Listings to Leads for the listing presentation. And he won EXP worldwide #1 for listing presentation using Listings to Leads. So absolutely beautiful. So you want that on the yard sign. You want that on the yard sign. You want just listed on the top, coming soon, active, right? Especially when you go pending, you want to get that one, but that's a different call. So yeah, take advantage. These sign writers, once an extension is assigned to your account, so like this 10006, and I get that sign writer made, that extension will stay with my Listings to Leads account. So now I can move that sign writer around from one listing to the next. So it's a great, like a $20 investment that I'm going to be able to use and reuse for 1 to 2 years. So highly, highly recommend that you get that done. Stephanie, right? Less editing, 100%, 100%, a lot less editing with the clips. And, mix and match, mix and match, there's nothing that says you have to be in every video that you do. Not at all. And it will help you, I think, just get used to maybe even posting video. And then you can work yourself into the video over time, or mix and match, some with you, some without you. Yeah. The writers, like this one, I got this from the association. So just your local association will have these. they're like $5 to $8 each, I believe. Even in California, they were like $7. I think they were, $7 to $8, I believe. And then for these, you can do a couple of things. One is you can you can order from Dirt Cheap Signs. So you'll download it, go to Dirt Cheap Signs, right? It'll put you on Yard Signs and upload file. I have the rights to the file. Browse, and you upload what you just downloaded from Listings to Leads, and then you can order it. They send it to you. I'm not sure how long it takes. I forget how long it can take. And you can even get it printed locally, I believe. So if you have a sign writer company or like a local company that does this, I believe that you can just download and get with them and ask them if they can just locally print for you. All right, with that, we are pretty much good to go. All right, so I apologize for going over. I hate going over on time. I know everyone is busy. So any questions for me before I let you go? I want you to keep it simple and straightforward. All right. There's a million different ways to generate the leads, follow up with leads, engage leads. There's a million different ways of doing it. They all are going to take time to get your pipeline going. They all are going to involve you calling leads, but they're also all going to involve you doing it the right way, spending the right amount of money. You spend too little, you're just never going to get off the ground. You're going to keep churning through these low-level, drippy little leads that come in once in a while until you start spending the money to where you're getting 5 to 10 leads a day coming in, which may seem like a lot in the beginning, and it's going to seem like a lot by the second and third week when you're trying to make sure you don't miss people. But I'm telling you, by week 4, week 6, those conversations are going to start piling up. And if you start doing open houses as well, and you start getting face-to-face with a lot more people, because open houses with our marketing and our training are going to take you to the next level. They just are. All right. I gave you this link a little bit earlier. And as you saw in these 2 comments right here, he went from considering giving up real estate to now having probably one of the biggest pipelines he's had in a long time. Yeah. Linda, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Marlene, just for now, just, get into the mastermind group. Let me see how I can help you out there. Again, don't overcomplicate it. Our support is always available for you. So obviously, if you got a specific question about something, get with our support team, get into the mastermind group. I love helping people out there as well. All right. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. All right. Anything else from anybody? More than happy to hang out for a few more minutes. But I would, in fact, if you want, just both of these videos, they are absolute gold. And they're both the same strategy. So you're going to hear from Craig in the first video, kind of his version of it. And they're both the same version. It's just, everyone's going to be a little bit different how they do things. I could tell 10 people, I could tell everybody in this call to do these 3 things. You're all going to do those 3 things a little bit differently. And so if you watch 2 people, you can get a better feel for what was common between both of these guys. All right. What was common? Budget was common. And we talk in this second video, after even 4 weeks, Gordon was still, and even I was still a little bit like, is he going to get this? Is he going to get through the kind of the hard part of this? And the hard part is, I've been doing this for 4 weeks. I've been spending money. I'm talking to some people, but I haven't closed anything yet. I don't have any listings yet, right? But I'm telling you, man, between that 4th and 6th and 8th week, things start falling through or coming together. And you'll see the difference. All right, Antoinette, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. All right. Thank you. Make sure you comment on the video. If you're watching on YouTube, I wonder if anyone's watching. Yeah, we got some people on YouTube. Great to see. If you're on YouTube, make sure to leave a comment, like the video. If you want to watch the recording, you can go to our YouTube channel. So find Listings to Leads on YouTube. and click the live button. And there you'll see all of the upcoming lives and all of the past lives, including this one. All right, everybody, listen, have a phenomenal day. Get into the mastermind group, get with support. We'll talk to you soon.